Say I brought life.
I brought life, Yankee life. Hey, DJ Big Shot in the building. Alright.
I brought life.
You see me? You see me, I say. I walk.
We have no strength of our own. Father, this gathering is a gathering of unity. You say where one, two will come together as one agreeing in unity. Father, you said you will be there for us. My Lord, my Father, King of glory, the ancient of days, the only true God, the one that says a thing and it comes to pass. We surrender this unity into your able ways, O Lord. Father, as we have gathering, O Lord, we will not scatter in the name of Jesus. Let your spirit descend upon them, O Lord. Let them bring out word that will transform everyone that is sitting here in the name of Jesus.
First and foremost, let me use this opportunity on behalf of Edo APC in diaspora to thank our brother, the pioneer and the visionary of this program, God Sent Foundation, the person of Chief Dr. Ambassador Dion Osagi, for giving us this privilege to showcase our party. He only gave us a privilege to the PDP group and the Labour group that is willing to give them this opportunity. But today we are seated as APC, Edo APC in diaspora. And it's a good news for us today to know that God Sent Foundation is running both local services to our people in Edo State, national services, and this is the international services too that is rendering to support our state and Nigeria in general. So thank you so much. Yeah, because we were supposed to hold this meeting in Torino, being that we are together in the same party, APC, that brought the new government into Nigeria. He volunteered to anchor this program for us as part of our program of Akubi. So this is part of another way to bring us together, that we can all consider together, brainstorm to support our state and the nation too. So on that note, like I've said before, my name is Tajo Omoroyi. I'm the chairman of Edo APC in diaspora. Then I'm going to do the introduction now. I want us to introduce ourselves one after the other. I'm based in Canada, Toronto, Canada. So, my sister, go ahead. Your name and where you're from.
Okay. My name is Sarah Agua, a Mama Germany, based in Germany here in Aachen.
So, she's our chief host. She's the one helping us put on this program, God Sent program, here in Germany. And, okay. My brother.
Okay, my name is Usazua Omori from Valencia, Spain.
You're welcome.
My name is Usaze.
You're welcome.
My name is Kennedy Obaze, based in Vitoria, Spain.
My name is E, based in Monta.
Okay, my brother.
My name is Maxwell Idea, based in Holland, aka DJ Big Shot. I'm doing the DJ today.
I'm Ed Singh, I'm based in Dublin, Ireland. Social media president, Eddie Murphy, worldwide.
Tina, based in Paris.
I'm Frank Johnson, based in Germany.
My name is Rita, based in Dublin, Ireland.
Cynthia, Dublin, Holland.
Engineer Mike, Germany.
Helen Osiawanta, based in Dublin.
I'm Jude Osiawanta, I'm based in Dublin.
My name is Paul Omorodion Biame, based in Germany, Essen.
My name is Gausa, based in Germany.
Alassane Brahim, based in Turin.
My name is Scott Osai Otoyekere, I'm based in Germany.
I'm Festus Ikura, based in Germany.
My name is Amosa Faith, based in Germany.
My name is Sandra Massey Keynes, based in Ireland, precisely in Cork City.
My name is Stella Johnson from Maryland, Cork.
I'm Mrs. Courage Irabo, known as Benin Christian woman here in
Island, Dublin, Cork.
Mrs. A.B., based in Ireland, Dublin.
My daughter.
All right, my name is Dion Osegi. I'm the president founder of a God Sent Foundation. I'm based in the USA.
Then our brother here is representing the Honorable Member of Rep, Honorable Dennis Idahosa. His name is Honorable Frank Adebudu from based in Germany, Nigeria.
You have to change your shock. You will do that virtually every 3 months in Nigeria. So whenever you fix some social amenities, automatically you have taken care of economy. That is the aspect I would like. It's just like touching the surface. If we have to go in depth, you and I know that we'll be here all through. And another key area is the human resource management. I have never seen a nation that succeed without having an able youth and intellect. Do you know an average Nigerian in the university wants to make a good grade so that they can apply for masters outside the country? Those that are very smart. Sure. Now, what are we doing to our human resource? We are losing them gradually. How do you even manage human resources? I will be talking about human resource management in 3 folds. Number 1, I will be talking about the school, let's say the school teachers. If I want to manage the entire school teachers in my country, and I have 18 local governments in Edo State, and each of these local governments, I have taken it upon myself that I will build 2 standard secondary school and primary school in each of these 2 local governments that can take at least 10% of the children. These two primary schools can take 10% of those children in each of the local governments. I have a very mighty school. After building the one I am building, let me use Igwebe. I want to take a teacher from Edo State to Igwebe. And that teacher has a family house and everywhere where the teacher resides in Igwebe. I'm taking this teacher from this place to that side without making appropriate plan for the teacher's accommodation. How will the children be taken care of? How will this teacher manage the family? You see, these are human resource management that we neglect in our nation. If I build these 2 schools, for example, let me open this for you. I build these 2 schools. I put in housing hostels for teachers. In this hostel slot I have for teachers, I also have a feed for a resort center for teachers. Where if they are staying in that place, their children are there, they can go to a resort center to go and play. Everything are in Igwebe. Igwebe 1, because I'm building 2 schools. I still have it in the other branch of Igwebe. And all these resources are in that place. And I open it up. These schools have been fixed. If you know you want to go to Igwebe as a teacher, please fill your form. Any area you want to go in all these 18 local governments, fill the form and submit. As a teacher, and you know that these amenities are present in that environment, everything is provided, everything you want is being provided for in that environment. As a teacher, the truth is, if you were staying in a room and parlor or 2-bedroom flat here, and you know I have a 3-bedroom flat with a resource center where your kids will play, and I have a good road network that is linking that school to the city center with transportation system, walking transportation system, you will leave that 2-bedroom to go and stay in that beautiful house there, because it's like a secluded environment, and every teacher needs a serene environment for teaching. That is the aspect of teacher. That is how to manage human resources. You don't post anybody to any place without making adequate provision for their welfare. And another aspect of it, I want to talk about the artisans we have in the state. If I have an artisan in my state and I'm a governor of a state, I know this person is a welder. It is almost impossible to have a welder the way the economy is, that maybe a welder that is coming up to get something meaningful in his like a house, good house and everything. Do you know, as a governor, I can go to each of these local governments and build like 30 houses. These things are not expensive. I know what I'm talking about. They are not expensive. I built 30 houses each in 18 local governments. I said these houses are for artisans. Any artisans that must buy that house will show me a proof of tax payment of 2 years that he has been paying tax to the government. I will give you this house on a mortgage if you can pay 30% and you give me plan of how you are going to pay the remaining in the next 5 years. Don't make it 10 years. Just make it 5 years. Give me a plan on how you can pay the remaining in the next 5 years. This house worth 12 million. But if you can give me 2 million or 3 million, tell me how you can pay the rest in the next one. 12 million is too big. Oh, I'm telling you the truth. You can get, as a government, I know that Borough Pit, I control Borough Pit as a governor. And you want to tell me the sand they will use in building the housing estates, I will still go and be buying it. I will just allocate one side for myself and take whatever I want. But if I must contract it, I must have an incentive. Now, if I have it for the artisans that are working that have a proof of tax payment, every artisan who want to pay tax, because they know that when they have a proof of tax payment for 2 years, they can actually get a house and a mortgage. You are managing the resources in the artisan sector. I don't know if we are following. These are some of the human resource management that every nation. Yeah, in abroad, if you don't have a government work, you have a private work and you are paying tax, you are also entitled to those people who have a normal salary payment. I'm sure many of us are aware of this. That is the aspect of what artisans. And the other aspect of it is incentives. How do you create an incentive? If this man has a company and he employs 30 persons, he has a company employed 30 persons in my state, I will do a tax waiver for him such that he don't need to pay the kind of tax that this man who has a lot is paying. How many of you, we have different tax systems. You know what? There's a regressive tax system and a progressive tax system, among others. When you earn 50,000 naira and you are paying a tax of 15,000, it's a regressive tax system. So we must learn to introduce what they call an incentive to those people who have created job for others, because they are also paying. And if we want to talk, that is the aspect of human resource I would like to also talk about. I don't want us to go in depth when it comes to human resource management. And the other aspect is economy. How do you boost an economy of a nation? By everything I have said before, how do you fix these entire areas I have said before? And you tell me that you have not boosted an economy. How? It is not possible for a nation to be having a good road network, electricity, have a standard tax system and every other, and you say economy will not improve. Economy will improve because automatically investors will find your area attractive to come and put investment. When those the governor we have today his second term was better based on propaganda. If you and I become rational to take a candidate based on pedigree, this man have done this before. When he had this opportunity, he did this. When we gave him this opportunity, he did this, and we are voting this man based on this and this and this that he has done. Oshomole political career was rendered useless in the Edo South based on propaganda. Do you know Edo North said because of this and this that he has done, Oshomole will go to Senate. Today is in Senate. He came back to power based on his pedigree. If you have opportunity, my brother, when you have opportunity to vote or promote or sponsor a candidate, do not sponsor your brother because you said he is your brother. I cannot vote. I can decide to leave my own biological brother based on what I know he has done wrong. To vote somebody I know it is good. That is how to raise a nation. Some of you may never like Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Yes, most people may never like him. I went with Pastor Omori. We campaigned and we ensured we voted for him. Why? Because he has a pedigree. People may not like his style as he's starting now. I'm telling you the truth. My friend is an Igbo guy, my good friend. Sorry, sir. My friend is a strong Igbo guy, very intelligent guy. He works with NNPC. He made a first class. He was in NNPC. He did not vote for Bola Ahmed Tinubu. He had so much hatred. He said, no, cannot vote for him. He's old and everything. Do you know when we were talking last week, I can bring out the call with some of his conversation. Do you know what he said? He said, that man is a spiritual. Who are these people coming to feast refineries? He said, if people came to feast, they are feasting our refineries codedly. He does not want to make it public. That when it's over, they will kill down the fuel price.
Now, you made a statement that whatever you want to become in Edo State as a youth, you can become it. Now, we are here gathering, majority of us here are God-sent family. Now, I want to say this to the whole house. Citing Osamu Diame Osagie as an example in Edo State. Now, that has a goal, like you said, as a youth.
Okay, as an addendum to what you asked him. Let me do some clarification based on your second question, because you raised two issues about Tinubu and Comrade Oshomole on water storm project. Let me throw some light about the water storm project, because I was involved and I know it. If you talk about the water storm, you have to critically know what it means, the volume and the extent that it was. The present governor of Edo State, Godwin Obaseki, was the chairman of the economic team, as it were. He raised the bond for that project, and the project was started in good faith, and it continued. Spanning through Iheya, where former Governor Bumudia was, towards 5 Junction, down to Siloko Road, down to Airport Road, taking it to the Ogba River. And the depth of it was massive. The project was about 30 billion in completion, not as it were, because people can tend to misunderstand it. And the reason why Comrade Oshomole wanted continuity for what he had by enlisting the current governor was to make sure at least something like the water storm project was thoroughly completed to the delight of the Edo people. Because if you used to know, or if you are aware what happened between 5 Junction, Tom Line, and the rest during rainy season, you will know that what it is now, or as at the time the governor handed over power, the Comrade Oshomole, to this present administration, was massive in creating that water storm. And the water storm has ceased in continuation by this administration, because the man felt whatever he is thinking. We don't know. The project has not continued since he took over office. So what we are saying is that if you see the massive flooding in Edo, it is based, I'm not vilifying anybody, it is based on the fact that ordinarily we can see that that water storm project has no continuation. So if people are saying 30 billion, you would have asked, if you check the books, what was expanded on it to the point the governor left office and what it would have been by today. So if you check, you will have the details. They are in the public view. The ordinary Edo man and woman is a hard-working person. And all that is needed to lead them to positive growth is government small help. Just small help. What can the government do for her people? Luckily enough for us, it is explicit in the Bible that affliction does arise, but it doesn't arise the second time. And we don't want to vilify anybody. We don't want to castigate any group of persons. But all we can assure is that a positive government will seldom ascend the throne of the leadership in Edo, and the Edo citizens, most especially the youths, will be given their pride of place. We know what to do to alleviate it. Like if we make Germany as a case study, we know that here or anywhere in the world, like Germany, Canada as a case study, let me pinpoint these two countries, where you have a situation that is not obtainable in our place. The government is sensitive to the people's plight, and you can wake up and have security without limit, social security without limit, infrastructure without limit. But what we can assure you, my brother, is that we are planning and wish to create a door of our dream, where the youths, where the underprivileged, where the person that cannot be spoken for anywhere will be spoken for generally with policies. So, in the long and short term of it, I want to assure you that Edo will be greater than what it is now.
Wow. Sorry, just a quick one there. Just an added on to what, I believe my speaker, the last speaker, hasn't still answered that question. He's just trying to meander it. But the question he asked is that, using Osamudiame as a case study, and Osamudiame actually had a dream, which by the grace of God, the Godsend family is actually making him to actualize that dream, please God. What would the government, that's what he asked, would have been able to establish a situation? Looking at that, looking at the fact that he actually was picked from the streets, what would the government would have done to establish a situation?
Please, I want to state this today. The word government is not governor.
Yes.
Take note of this today. Do you know the Godsend Foundation is a government?
On the sun.
Let us, where we are making mistakes is this. Anywhere you find a problem, it's always a business place for others. Anywhere you find a problem in life, it's a business place for others. Think of a problem, I will tell you the business inside.
Are you saying an NGO is a business?
NGO take care of a particular problem. Your NGO will not be popular if they don't tackle a particular problem that makes you popular.
Is that the government?
But is the government aware of it?
Talking about the government, not as
the government is not even making
I'm saying it. What I'm saying is, yes, it's not making it friendly because you have an insensitive government. A government that is sensitive to reply. Government measures, that was what he said. You may not understand some. He must, I think and I know he's a politician. Sure. He's very careful with words. You don't know. I am, but it's just that I'm a radical politician. I can actually talk. He answered the question, but he was very systematic.
I know. What you answer?
The question is this: in the case of Osamudiame, the government of
APC actually put us where we are today.
No, sir, please let us not go. Let us not go into that. You know why we are not going there?
We are not arguing here.
The government of Godsend Foundation saw a problem in the society. The day if you had a sensitive government in power, the government of Godsend would have been invited. When he invites him, he will invest in him so that he can keep doing more. Because the government cannot, his eyes are not everywhere. If he sees that this man is doing a sensitive work in society, he will invest in him and ensure that this man is doing more. That is the question. That is the answer to that question. Because Osamudiame wouldn't have achieved anything meaningful in his life if not for the government of Godsend Foundation. And we recognize what they are doing because we recognize it. If we don't recognize it, I wouldn't have known the boy man called Osamudiame. I know that man through his foundation. Today, his foundation has made us understand that this guy is actualizing what he wants to be. Now,
you guys supporting the
of course. Because the APC government, if you are talking about those states, he knows that we are not in power there. When we were in power in that very place was during the Oshomole's time. When he left, a snake came in. I don't want to talk too much. Let's not go too far, please. Try to understand what I'm saying.
Düsseldorf and Lagos in terms of building. I believe you live in Europe also.
I just go around.
You go around. Good. You see, there's one thing you need to understand about pedigree.
Of course.
Politicians in Germany have pedigree. But politicians in Nigeria, from 1 to what number they are, they don't have pedigree.
Sure.
I give you why I said that. Yeah? You see, in this part of the world, as a politician, you must have something doing in life as a person. When Oshomole became the governor of Edo State, we all know where Oshomole was. But when he left office as a governor, we also knew where Oshomole was. Now take it back again also to Tinubu. You are looking at the little achievements that these people made while they were there. But honestly, my brother, before these people came there, probably they have like 10 million naira in their bank account.
Sure, you're right.
But when they were leaving office, they have about 5 billion naira in their bank account. True or false? True. And if you are here, you cannot ascertain to what I just said. Now, it means that you are one of the reasons why we are where we are today in Nigeria. God bless you.
Okay, see, that's the true fact. Please, I didn't want. I didn't see. Please let us die the quarrel. If you are asking a question, I want us to learn. There's a difference between a question, opinion, and conclusion.
I would say that I finished school. I don't have money to start my business. You people should know me so amount of money to start my business. I'm going to pay in 6 years' time, maybe like 2 million naira or 1 million naira. Then that will solve the problem in all states. In fact, in Edo State, for example, today you see our youth are killing themselves, having issues of courtesan because of lack of poverty. Lack of poverty, because if I'm busy, like for example in Europe, every morning 6 o'clock, I go to my work. I close 6 o'clock in the evening. I will not have time to go back to us and go to start looking for someone else. Because they said poverty leads to destroyer. So the problem is, when you talk about economy, if economy must grow, it should be the hands of the government, which for the legislature, House of Senate, or this state chairman, every other person needs to support the youth. For example, we have NGO like Godsend Foundation, who are helping the helpless. Let's imagine if we don't have a person like this in Edo State. First of all, let's not clap for him, first of all. He's a nice man. If we don't have somebody like this in Edo State, there could have been many kiosks. I have seen with my eyes in televisions that the way he cares for those helpless women, fatherless children, and also all those women that their husbands have gone, widowers. Okay, let's see. If we have this type of people sit in Edo State, there will be problem solved. And if the government wants to do a better something, let them be assisting the NGO and also give it the youth law to start something.
So may God bless you all. And I'm the senior brother. I still have my own part to fight human trafficking. It's not easy.
For coming. Yeah. Now let me give you the mic to our mama. Please, one house, because you see this will be put together by her. So let's give her the audience to address us.
I'm lecturer Star Arabwa, Mama Germany, Mama Germany. So I thank you all so much for being here, because most of us here travel far to be here. You don't live in Germany. It was a nice one. And if we want to really deliberate on this political aspect or the manners in which these politicians behave in Nigeria, let me say Africa, so I think it's going to take a very, very long days or months, Sometimes they take us for granted. Let's be realistic about it. I know that sometimes because some people take these things so personal, it's not good to be so, because we are all fighting for good living, and we have people back home who are hungry, you know. So sometimes I think about when we have some youth in the politics, and I feel good about it, thinking, okay, maybe they'll feel and they know what we want. People like Denko, for instance. I'm not really doing this because okay, I was sent or whatever. He's a young guy. I think he should know our pains, or the pains of the people, you know. But you look from far, or let me say, the history of our politics in Nigeria have not been really sweet, you know. They don't care for the masses. They take them for granted. They don't know if they are living. They are just there for their own pocket, you know. They just taking them as if, okay, what is it? I'm here now. Let me get mine and get out of here, you know. But they can't. Okay, I don't want to go far. I'm not a politician. So I thank you, each and every one, for coming here today. And we have a program tonight. And we have our gala night, an award. So we have red carpets. It's going to be marvelous. Yeah. So we are also excited. We can't wait this evening. So we don't want anybody, whatever is discussed here today in this conference room, please don't just take it as personal. It's just take it, it's a rap. All is a rap. Nothing, you know. So I thank everybody, and
thank you, Mommy.
And I wish everybody good trip back home. Amen.
A politician will steal 20 billion, nobody will speak about it. A politician with so many resources going to our state. If I ask all of us now, what is the budget of education in Edo State? Nobody knows. What is the budget in the environment? Nobody knows. So we all have to be involved in politics. We all have to pick the right candidate in 2024.
Thank you all. That was it.
Yeah.
Where I see you, just thank the management of this Hilton Hotel in Lagos. They turn us wonderful support. Thank you all for coming. Once again, my name is Taiju Omori from Toronto, Canada. Yeah.